Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming to my wisteria modified Chinese style of a painting. It's quite similar to the last one that I did with the trumpet flower. I decided to do wisteria too because this is like, since I'm at it, I thought that I will show you one of the two more common way of doing of the Chinese painting, Chinese artists doing the painting in this style. But then since we're using Arches watercolor paper instead of the Chinese rice paper or the mulberry swan paper, I need to modify the style, which as you go along with me you see. Okay, and so this is the finished painting, and we also quickly, and you see this is towards the very end, put the butterfly together, right? Snip snap, and then we're done. And so I think that some of you might really like this style of painting, but mainly in this channel I do that more detailed style watercolor, more like the Western way. But I thought once in a while I introduce something that we do. And so we had this wisteria, and then I show you how to do the vine, and then the only thing I added at the end is this part and this part, so that this vine coming down will be more alive, look like it's not there, right? So it's just part of a vine painting. And anyway, we had a lot of fun. I hope you guys tried this. It's faster, it's simpler, but it's also very pretty. Now when we like I say, when one of my old friend, my teacher, her wisteria is done, bloom, then I will go over there and do some actually do some sketching, and then we can do the detail style. I don't know if we will do that this summer or next summer. We will see, right? Because things changes, and it's so nice to be with you guys again though. And I want you to also see that I use a 0.3 Pentel. I'm beginning to really think that the 0.3 is very good for drawing. And so, just an introduction. You can get this at any online, store, 0.3 Pentel, if you like to draw a lot like I do. That's just something fun. Okay, I also have some Chinese ink. I like to work that into my painting, and so it is in the vine and also on the butterfly, of course, right? And so I would just leave this for you and all of my information. Now for this painting, I only use the dioxazine purple, which is the blue purple. I will do the red purple, the quinacridone violet from Daniel Smith, but I didn't do that with this one because that's how the Chinese people do their stuff. And so, but with the detail one, then it will be more colorful. Okay, and then we will probably do the vine the same way. It's just the flowers that maybe we'll do it more detailed style, and probably use the same butterfly style, because I really like, for introducing the butterfly, introduce action to the painting. And so we like that as the Chinese painter always, there's like a little insects or a little bird perching on here. I was going to do a little baby chick, but then decide on the butterfly instead because that's faster. And in the future, one day we'll do a baby chick, okay? And on one of the maybe bamboo or grapes or something, okay? Anyway, so you guys have fun. If you want a drawing, it will be very simple drawing, okay? Of this I probably won't do the leaves for you, and just leave that for you guys to practice and try to fill it up yourself, because it's a very good practice for learning to do leaves with just the brush, pushing down, lifting up, pushing down, lifting up, okay? And then at sunsetpeony.com, in this blog post, probably the modified Chinese painting of wisteria, okay? This is what I think the name will be. And then all the product that I use, you can I will talk about them as I go, but you can also go to the same blog, and there will be a list called product list, I think is in there, and then you will see, and I also told you in this painting that there's only two kinds of European or Western watercolor paper. I only use Arches or Stonehenge, and I think this is Stonehenge. That's what I'm used to, but I can try other paper out. I just really haven't, because I'm just I'm excited about the painting. I don't really quite go out and look for different product. But if you guys want me to try something, you can tell me. Okay, and so this is it. I actually have a little Oh, where's my eraser? I actually have a little pencil mark over here. I will erase that, and then I'll take a final drawing, and I hope you guys follow along with me and have a lot of fun, okay? And remember to subscribe, and thank you for coming. Let's get started. Okay, I think we should start, okay? And somebody has asked me again, and you know, of course, as more people join me, they will wonder what brush I use. This is a flow brush. It's an oriental brush, and if you guys are interested in my blog sunsetpeony.com, I will have there's a product list. You can go look at the stuff that I use. Okay, now we're going to use this blue dioxazine purple, and for the top part of the wisteria, we're going to use kind of like a diluted. Okay, I will show you. It's diluted, kind of not very intense. Okay, and as we progress, I will you know, kind of indicate how intense we're gonna use. And so what we're gonna do at first is like this, since this is a more like a Chinese style. Okay, so we're gonna do brush impression. Okay, so we do kind of like an upside down heart shape. Okay, that's what we're gonna do, and you can see how light the color is, right? Now what I always like to do is I always butt it right against the petal that's next to it. Now the reason why I do that is, now I'm going to change to my zero brush. Okay, like I say in the product list, you'll be able to see what I'm using and doing. I'm going to dip in the very intense of the blue purple and just trying to put a drop right here, while the a drop on the tip of the heart shape, if you may say so, and then I clean the brush, okay, and then soften the side a little bit. Okay, that's how I like to portray the petals that are already open in the very top. Okay, with wisteria, they usually can have the top open, right, and then the, you know, kind of progressively go towards the bottom part, and so it becomes just like a very elegant and pretty flower display. And so I'm just kind of working it, and this is all, you know, I do it like kind of what we call the spontaneous method, right? I just paint as I go. I don't have much of a drawing. I might have a few pencil mark here and there, so that to you know, keep my mind focused on what I'm doing. But other than that, I'm going to just you know, of course I have practice. I usually practice the day before, but you can see that how close I am. You know, I don't like to leave white except for the highlight of the flower itself, you know, or whatever the painting, because you know, I know that a lot of people like to use white space in between the petals or whatever they're painting, because this is not a swan paper, it's Arches or Stonehenge watercolor paper, and so the ability for it to just absorb, like I explained in my last trumpet flower, right, with the Chinese swan paper, you know, it separate the line for you, but not in the Arches. You know, it will run together, but it's better that they run together. And if you are not comfortable, then what you can do is, I'll just show you now. Okay, you can take a little bit of a in the brush and just kind of do that. Okay, separate the petal instead of leaving white. At least I think that is more appropriate for the Western watercolor paper. Okay, and so I would like to do it that way. I've always done it that way because you know, I reserve the white. You know, of course, right here I have reserved some white there, and that is because I wanted to put some green at the end of the, you know, after all these purples are after all the purple color are dried. Okay, now, so this is a particular, you know, style of painting that are very loose and spontaneous, and so you know, I guess I would call this the modified, because you have to modify it because of the nature of the paper. But I know that a lot of you know, Western watercolorists, well, or I would say, you know, from what I understand, the American watercolorists, especially a lot of the beginner, they like to do this kind of style, but you know, not quite like the traditional style that we do in this channel, right? But since I have practiced this when I was in Florida, I decided to come home and do this with you guys, so that we can have fun together. I don't know that if some of you might realize that I've been missing for a while because you know, and as I told you in the trumpet flower, right? Now this is still an upside down heart shape, but I have flipped it so it kind of look more like a heart shape by itself now. I flip it downward. If there's a good descriptive word for that, you know, so that's what I have done. Okay, now, and so now I'm going in. I wanted to fill in this area, but I just don't want to do the heart shape anymore. Okay, so I'm doing different irregular shape, okay, just to get this area filled in so it's nice and pretty. Okay, and I will come in and fill in this patches if I remember. I think I will remember. Okay, and then I'm gonna, you know, just for the sake of not monotonous, I'm going to do one shape over here that's kind of like that, as if the petal of that flower had turned sideways, so that it's not all the petal facing us, right? Now, so I'm coming into, you know, the more bottom part, not bottom, actually, let's call it the middle part, okay? And so I'm going into my palette and I'm dipping the color into a more intense level now, okay? And the shape will also be a little bit different. Yes, I had this all practice when I was like help my daughter taking care of her baby, and that was really, really fun. Except my daughter has a very, very hard delivery, and so most of the night that I was over there, I actually you know, stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock to help her because she can't lift the baby and whatnot, you know, and you know, it's her first baby, so I decided to help her. Now, before I go on and talk more about the story, I just want you guys to see, you know, I'm doing this like it's like a half a shape of the oval, like a Chinese pea, but not like the Chinese pea, you know, the pea pot that, or not just Chinese, I guess American have that too. And so I'm going to put some random stricter one on the outside, okay? More fuller shape in the middle and more stricter on the outside, and then we'll just continue to work this down, okay? Because this is the shape. If you look at a wisteria, you know, that's how it tends to wants to look like, okay? Now we're just still at the beginning part of this painting, so it might look kind of you know, just putting shapes on it, but as we continue to work it, then you know that it could turn into a pretty spray of you know, of a painting, and it's kind of pleasing. I like it. But this is kind of more like the teardrop shape, and then as you go outward, you know, towards the outside, then I'm putting, and you see that how I put that right next to each other, right? Still trying not to do too much, you know, leave too much white, okay? You know, that's the discipline that I kind of wanted to impose upon myself, you know. Because if you leave too much white, then what happens is the whole painting is going to be white in a lot of places, you know, and that will be, you know, a little less than happy for me. And so I would like to, you know, this is the way I would like to do it. Now, I might have some white, but you see why I do that, okay? Because I'm gonna, in a while when I come back, I'm gonna connect those with green, just like a wisteria is supposed to look like, okay? And so we're kind of just doing the brush stroke right now, okay? Now, with the oriental brush stroke, you know, you kind of like push down and lift, okay? That's one of our, so you can see that, okay? I can do that, push down and lift, okay? And then I do that one more time, push down and lift, you know, but since we are really not doing the, you know, in the swan paper, we can actually you know, fib a little bit, you know, like what you just see me, right? I kind of, you know, I kind of put 2 stroke, right, instead of just 1 stroke. You know, I can do the 1 stroke. I actually have a lot of years of training, and that's my Chinese calligraphy. I actually do that, and you know, as we write our character, you know, all those stroke, we actually use it for our Chinese painting too. It's actually really fun. And then those kind of thing I actually started when I was, oh my goodness, how old was I? Must be about 10 years old. Because for some reason, when I was very, very young, I kind of like pick up on the first time I hold my brush, I just love it, right? And so, and then but we don't, the school didn't teach Chinese brush painting. They actually teach calligraphy. You know, that means we first learn to write number 1, 2, 3, 4, and just kind of goes on, right? And that's how we, you know, practice our strokes, and I pay a lot of attention. You know, I was kind of like a strange kid when I was young. You know, I like my mathematics and I like my art. History was not so good, but I still do well, you know. It's just that if I have time, I'll put extra time. I also like to do reading too. Okay, so that's practically what we're gonna do with the first and the main spray. Okay, now this part is dry, and I told you guys, oh, I hope I have enough sap green to use. Okay, I'm just gonna dip some color on the sap green, and it can be lighter, and then we're gonna just put that in there. Okay, now when we do the more detail, more the, you know, American or European style, then I will go in there and you know, do the more detailed style, and all these will be more detailed. Okay, and then we will have a lot of fun. Now I'm going to change it to my zero brush again, and then I'm going to go in and use my sap green, and I'm going to, okay, I will show you right here. I'm going to dip it in the sap green color, right? Okay, and then I'll dip this in the, and then I'll dip it in my perline green. Okay, sap green and then perline green, you know, quite intense, and that's how I want it to do. You will see what I'm doing right now. I'm doing the branches, that's or the vine. Yeah, I guess I should call it the vine. Okay, so you see how, you know, there was a reason why I leave those white, because I'm going to put a vine, a little green vine to connect them. Okay, so it become kind of fun, not that the white was just there, you know, to for no reason. Anyway, so I was telling you that I'm going to keep connecting this, okay, and connect to the one on the outside. And so while I was helping my daughter, many of the night, and most of every night, I think, and I enjoy it, because there was her husband took the second shift, like from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning before he goes to work, because he got a sinus infection while we were there because of the. Now I'm going to put a vine that come over here, you know, because I just wanted to do that, okay? And then a little one that sway to the, let's have it sway to the left, okay? Isn't that fun? Now I think it need to be a little more dark, and so I put a little more perline green, okay? Because perline green is darker than sap green, okay? That's why I do that. And then I'm going to just make it look like that, okay? Isn't that fun and pretty? Okay, our first one is not done. Actually, I need to do a little bit of what I'm going to do right here, a little bit of a branch over here of the vine, okay? Because, you know, you're kind of looking through these dense petals of the flower, and sometimes you should be able to see a little bit of the vine on the back, okay? And so, I mean behind them, not on the back, behind them. And so I also would like to come in with a deeper value of the purple, and just kind of a little bit filled in this area, okay? Just a little bit, okay? Now, if it is really the Oriental painting, they wouldn't have done that, okay? Now, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to have a little cluster over here. But before I do that, I wanted to have some green. Okay, so I'm not, I don't have any, pre-drawn. So this is a good, really, really good time for us, you and me, to practice, our doing leaves. Okay, so these are some of the things that when you guys like sometimes don't have a lot of time and you say, but I kind of want to break out some of my paints and start painting. Now this will be a fun thing for you to do. Okay, you can just come in here and just practice doing your leaf with these brushes. Okay, I know that a lot of you have gone to get these brushes because Oriental Art Supply actually contacted me and said that, oh, you've done one of these now. So this is one color, right? And I wanted to have it a little variegation, so I go in and put some perlin green. Okay, isn't that fun? We can do that. And people are buying and you got one of the link wrong, and so I had to go change it. And so that's how I know that you guys actually have been going over there to look. And then they ask me, they say, you can actually sign up. If they buy from us, then you can get a little bit. The commission is so little. Like if you get a brush, I may get 35 cents. Okay, so I'm not like really advertising for them, but I know that their quality is good because those are real artists. The father that owned the Oriental Art Supply are a real Chinese artist, and so I know that their stuff are gonna be really, really quite. So at this point you say, oh, how about a cluster of leaf coming down here? Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so this is like so much fun, right? Because you see how I get it so close to the other petal, because I wanted it to do that. Okay, and so this one also very, very close, and then come down here. Okay, just for fun. Okay, now as for you at home, okay, I strongly encourage you can either follow me directly, which you don't have to at this point when we're doing the leaf. You can just be nice and free and do whatever you like, okay? And you say, oh, Kathy, so you look at the composition of your painting and you say, oh, maybe I want one right here, I want one going down there, and I want one doing this and that. And so what you can do is like you go to Pinterest, okay? And you look up wisteria, and then you can see all this image, and they will, and then you will see some images, and then you look at the leaf, okay? And you try your very, very best to say, okay, I'm going to follow the leaves, just use whatever. Now you can see that I push down, right? I take the brush and then it's loaded, so to speak, with some sap green color, okay? I push it down and then I lift it up as I go, okay? So it will just kind of make the shape. Now those kind of thing you need to practice, okay? Because I can show you, but then it takes a while, okay? Now then there's a peekaboo leaf over here. It's an abstract shape. Why is that? Because it's kind of going down towards the other side, right? And so as you practice, then you will know to yourself, how do I do this? Okay, I'm budding it so close to that petal. You can see that, right? And so the rest of this leaf disappear behind the petal, okay? And then I wanted to, well, I don't have room, so I kind of suggest that there's another leaf over there, okay? And then I say, wow, this one look kind of weird. I put a little bit of a vein, okay, on there, but it's not necessary, and we probably won't do that a lot, okay? Now, so I am personally looking at a wisteria picture, okay, right now, because right now it's winter. We're having snow today here in Utah. And so now abstract, right? That shape is kind of abstract. It doesn't look like a leaf, but as you paint together with the other leaf, it will look like a cluster of leaf, right? Right? You agree, right? That that we're doing leaf, okay? And the viewer who look at your painting will know that you're just trying to do a cluster of leaf, okay? And I want some variety in the color, so I go in there and I drop some darker color in there, okay? And then I even want to say this leaf is like covering the vein, okay? So you just kind of go this way. Is that fun? And so that's why I before I actually wanted to give the name of my my blog and my channel called Sunset Peony. Actually, I wanted to call it the Turning Leaves because I just since I was young, I had a lot of fun I had a lot of fun. I just paint and I try, and we can do a turning leaf, which is, kind of not really in this situation will happen, but, since we're the boss, right? Okay, so I just push and do that, and then I need to go and get some intense color, and then I come over here, okay, right next to it, and do a changing color. Do you see a leaf turn over there? Like, right, it just turned right in front of you because you're the artist, right? So you decide. You're kind of the person who decide the fate of this wisteria plant, which is, kind of a fun thing to do, okay? Now, so what we'll do is we'll keep working on it, okay? And that's how the Chinese painting do, okay? We'll just keep working on it and just increasing, and some of them very, very abstract, as you see that what I'm doing now, okay? And some of them, you can see more clearly, okay? But either way, we're just trying to fill out the space that's over here so that there's not, because with wisteria, they have a lot of green leaf, okay? Not when the plant is a baby, but when the plant is growing up, it's so dense. So my maestro, Sister England, I don't know if you guys remember, if you watch some of my, earlier painting, I talk about my maestro a lot. And she actually have a wisteria plant in her house because she liked it so much. And so when her plant is in bloom this summer, then guess what we'll do? We'll do the more traditional style, okay, of the painting. More traditional style of wisteria, okay? I'll go over there and do some sketching, because of course she'll let me, right? Because she loves it when I go to her house. And I'm just looking at shapes, and I'm like so delighted that, how abstract the shape can actually be, when you get, a mature plant or, a lot of leaf going together, right? That's a leaf. Some of them, it doesn't look too much like a leaf, but it is a leaf, Anyway, so I end up, okay, I'm just going to keep doing the leaf and tell you my story. So I end up waking up and I was fine because, I do find I do not like a very humid area, okay? But now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the purple now, okay? And I do a light wash, and what I'm doing is I'm dotting purple over here. Why are you doing that, Kathy? Because I'm suggesting that this is a very dense plant, and not only does it have, the one that you can see in the front, at the back, there's also a lot of wisteria cluster of flower growing around, okay? So that looks kind of pretty. I might add something over here. Let me see, like just a little bit over here, okay? So I don't even have to do any regular shape, just abstract, and it's a suggestion, okay? Now, but I told you that I want to do a smaller cluster over here, so I will do that now. Okay, so I'm going into the dioxazine purple and using some, like I say, this part, I just want you guys to practice and, learn how to decide the feel of how you can pick up how much of the pigment you can pick up, okay? I see how I let that run into that. I think that's beautiful. I don't even worry. Okay, now that's an abstract shape, okay? And then this is also, so it's like, this is kind of like a teardrop, okay? And then I have some coming over here. Okay, and that's how we work the plant and work the flower. I think it's very pretty that we can do that, okay? And it's very free. It's relatively easier, I think. Now you guys can leave me a comment and say, Kathy, it's actually relatively harder. And I will understand, because, you have to understand I've been at this for how many years now. And so, things that seems like, okay, I think this will be easy for all of my subscriber and my viewers to do, and then it might not turn out to be as easy as I thought, and I do understand that, okay? And you excuse me, not intentionally make it hard for you, but just, I just, to me it seems easy. Okay, how's that? Does that sound good? Okay, and so this is coming down, and then that's the little cluster I wanted to put over there, okay? Should I do it a little fuller? Okay, let's just do it a little fuller, because before these like flower open up, they actually is kind of roundish full. Okay, so I might need to make this a little bit fuller, okay? So just you know, because we're artists, we still wanted to portray the characteristic of the real flower in nature, right? We don't want to take away too much. Okay, so that might be good. Okay, now let's go back to that little pointed zero brush. And so when I came home, I was there for 3 weeks, and I was like, oh, you know, I have all these painting ready, you know, and I did, you know, and you guys know that I publish a few, you know, the trumpet flower is one of those that I publish, right? And paint it over there, and some other one, and also the paradise, the bird of paradise, right? Plant, and then I came home and I said, okay, I can get started again. And straightway, guess what happened to me? Because I am in Utah, I came back to Utah, right? and I don't have the moisture in Florida to protect me. And so what happened to me? Oh, poor me! I just get a sinus infection right away because it's cooking up. I get sinus infection just like my son-in-law when I don't get enough sleep, right? But I have to help my daughter. You know, she's my daughter, and the baby is so fat and cute. And so I say, heck, I don't care. I'm just gonna get up in the middle of the night to help them. And so I did. Now I'm going to, like, this is really good, right? And so now I'm going to, and then I'll do another one over here, okay? And let me turn this off and back on just a second. And so I am, sorry, I need to get this doing right. Okay, there you go. And so I decided that I'm just gonna be Superwoman, a Wonder Woman, whatever you call, and just stay up all night. Well, you know, I really was trying to help. And so now abstract leaf again, okay, over here. Doesn't have to be too abstract, you know, but a little bit, okay? And then the leaf just go here and there, okay? And so what my purpose is, actually I'm gonna try to fill out this area so it's not too sparse, okay? And then I can pull some of the green and then let it go into the environment, okay? Okay, so I don't have any paint here. I'm just pulling the green color that's been there, you know, so the cluster look fuller, if that makes sense. So as you guys know that this is not the first time since I have this channel that I got sick. And so I got really sick, and then I told myself, okay, well, but the problem is when I get sick with sinus infection, I change my voice, and then I cough, you know, and so I can't film. That's why if you guys notice that I have disappeared. And so I felt really, very bad, but then I just nursed myself and I said, okay, Kathy, you just get better. And this is tragedy, as I was trying to, I'm pulling color now, okay? I'm softening the leaf and pulling the color out. There's no paint on my brush, okay? Just a little bit of the dam, okay? So, like that, okay? Now, so what we're gonna do is I'm going to, from here, extend some leaf out, and then I will have another cluster over here, okay? Of the wisteria. And so very unfortunate, we got news that James' sister died. James' sister, my husband, James, his sister is only 68 years old. And then we just got news she died. And so that, you know, that kind of news, you know, being so young and unexpected, and James' mother is up there, she is 92. You know, you just imagine, I don't even have to describe how sad that situation is for you. And she has diabetes. I think she broke her ankle, and because of that, there was infection. But anyway, you know, so not to dwell on that, and so that kind of get my sinus infection a little bit because I was worried. Okay, I know that I needed to leave again. You know, I just got back, and so I didn't want to. Of course, you know, I will, you know, to support them, and you know, to go see mom, right? I call my husband's mother mom because she indeed is my mom, and you know, and so you know, that's how I feel about her anyway. So I call her mom, and I knew that she would be so heartbroken, and so I called her, and she told me how sad she was and how, you know, unexpected this happened, you know. And so now I have the same thing, okay? I'm just kind of pulling the color from these leaves, okay? and just kind of make this a little bit more full. And so we went, and of course I don't sleep very well when I'm not at home, and so the sinus infection didn't really, and they're from Oregon, and Oregon really, you know, because of the farmers and such up there. I love farmers. My other son is also a farmer, so it was very hard on the sinus, and so I didn't heal very much. And I thought, oh, okay, just be patient, and I was, and so I came back. We came back, and then you know, I've been back for a few days, and so we feel better, and to the point where I know, you know, my body is kind of funny. When I have sinus infection, I don't really have any hope. It has been 2 weeks. It's always a 2 weeks illness, right? And so it took me 2 weeks before I feel a little bit better. Now I'm going to use a very, very light wash and just, you know, kind of do some leaf at the back, okay? Very, very light wash, not as intense as these leaf, you know, and so that you can just see that there's leaf here and there, you know, going everywhere, okay? It's very, very nice and pretty. I just really want you guys to just have fun and just do petals, okay? Now I'm going to do another wisteria, okay? Now this one won't be as big. Okay, now the same thing, a light wash, okay? A light wash of the upside down heart shape, okay? Over here. And then, you know, just put another one right next to it, okay? And then another one coming out of nowhere over there. And then another one over here. You know, same thing, okay? And now use that little zero brush, okay? The one that I showed you earlier, the very, very sharp brush that I absolutely cannot do without. You can see how my brush spread, right? I hope that doesn't bother you. It doesn't bother me because I'm just so used to the brush, right? And so if you wanted to get a brush, okay, I want you to dedicate a long time to get used to it, okay? And even though in the beginning it's very frustrating, just keep going. Don't worry about it, okay? Now, let's go into the intense one, okay? Go into the more intense color, okay? Of the half shape of a half oval. Okay, because this cluster is not going to be that big, and so we're gonna just do this, okay? And you can see how abstract I can make the shape, right? And it still looks like wisteria to you, right? You can leave me a comment and tell me how it goes, you know, if you like that. Okay, and so that's how, you know, we do things. That's my humble beginning. If you care to know, and I did that for a lot of years, you know, 15-20 years, you know, that's what I paint. But I do use the Chinese swan paper. Okay, so this is kind of fun for me to use the Western Arches or the Stonehenge. Now that's the only 2 watercolor paper that I use, because I find a winner, and I don't, you know, I know why I like them, you know, and so I don't usually change around a lot. I'm willing to try because, you know, I know that people are very smart out there, and they will always come out with better and better paper, I'm sure. So if you guys have anything that you think that, you know, I should try, maybe I will, okay? Subject to my budget constraint, okay? So I have it sway a little bit that way, okay? You can see that. And now is the point where I go with my zero brush and go in with the green, with the, you know, the same thing, okay? I think I will do this once a while. I'll show you how I pick up color. I pick up my sap green and I dip it in the perlin green, okay? And then I don't even worry because, you know, I've been an artist for a long time, and so I kind of have an idea, you know, and so those are the things that where you will have the privilege to go discover yourself. And I think it's a very, very nice journey. You know, just take some paint out, whatever paint you have. If you want to get some good paint, I commend you. And or whatever paint you have, you know, you just kind of go do that, okay? We'll try to do that. Now, I'm not quite happy with how symmetric this area is, so I'm going to make it a little even more asymmetric just by adding a 1 over there, okay? You know, that's what happened to artists, you guys. Thank you for putting up with me. you know, because you know, something irks me, and what irks me a lot is symmetric. Okay, I really and maybe I'm kind of strange. I do not like symmetry. Okay, now so what I do is I put in, you know, with the sap green first, and then I could go in with some perlene green. Okay, the same thing. I do it again for you. Okay, sap green. That's kind of thick, and so I have a lot more left to make another leaf. Okay, and then another one right here. Okay, and then I will just use the tip of this. I flick it. Okay, so it looks like, but I want it to look like it had folded up. Okay, so I'm gonna put a leaf coming from the same group and coming over here. Okay, just to indicate that it is kind of folded up. I don't know if I do a bang up job on that, but okay, let's put a little one over there. Okay, now so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the branch, which is kind of fun. The vine of the wisteria. Okay, and then we'll do a little butterfly, because these kind of painting, I mean, this kind of technique is faster. Okay, so I'm gonna move this a little bit over here, and then I will do the vine over here. Okay, now for the vine, what I'm going to use is, oh, I have a little ink. You see my ink over here? Now this is a Japanese, I think. Is it Japanese? No, it's Chinese. Actually, it looks like this. Okay, I don't need to read out the words for you because you probably won't understand what I'm talking about. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this brush. Okay, this is a brush that has been discontinued. It's a Daniel Smith 2204. Okay, if you don't have any brush that are kind of stiffer, you can use that. Okay, I'm going to use a burnt umber, or you can use the other Chinese brush, this one, the happy dots also. Okay, but I just wanted to use this. Okay, so I have some burnt umber in my brush, and I'm gonna dip the tip of it onto the Chinese ink. Okay, why am I doing that? Well, because I'm here doing the vine. Okay, so I want the vine to be coming from here. Okay, very, very spontaneous. I haven't drawn any shape or any direction. Okay, I'm going to look at what I've been practicing yesterday. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, that's one vine going this way. Okay, and then the vine is going to kind of trail along and come here. Okay, and then you can do this just this way with me, but I will provide a drawing, as simple of a drawing as I can. Okay, so you see, just that little dip, I still have all these paints. Okay, with the Chinese ink. Now, why am I doing the Chinese ink? Because when I come back and I try to like put some yellow or purple back there, the Chinese ink doesn't move. Okay, it really, really doesn't move. And so now I'm bringing you into the among the leaves. Okay, so you and I are building a vine among the leaves. Okay, crossing over to some leaf, and don't really worry. Okay, now there's some green over here. This one I think I'm just gonna cross it. Okay, in the front. See, we just did that. Isn't that fun? You and I can do that. Okay, I'm dipping more color. Okay, and so I'm going to come over here. Okay, and then since it's a vine, and that one go behind, because I'm kind of strange. Since it's a vine, so it's thicker over this way, and then it becomes thinner and thinner. Okay, and then at the very end, I'm just gonna do some squiggly, and then it become a vine. Okay, but then it need to be thinner over here, so I'm trying my very, very best to do that. Okay, does that look like a vine to you? That's how we do vine. Okay, now second vine. Okay, because the vine kind of tangle up together, right? And so I'm going to put another one, and this one is not as thick as the first one. Okay, here is coming down here, and then it can cross out in the front and then go back to the back. Okay, and then it just kind of cross over here, and then it do some wiggly line. Okay, over this side, because you know, even if you guys don't have wisteria, I think you have seen, like my daughter when she was young, she absolutely loved the cucumber. So I plant a cucumber, and she will go outside, and then she'll say, "Oh, Mom, you know, it's so funny, the vine." And then within a day, they have grown so many wiggly things. I don't remember what tendril, right? I think that's what we call them, the tendril. And then they kind of rope around each other. I say, isn't that fun? It is fun. They do that. Now, just to make it a little bit more pretty and stylish, I'm going to have a vine come down here, okay? kind of drip down just a little bit, okay? Okay, and then one right here, not in the beginning, okay? One that's just kind of come down a little bit over here, okay? Just to make it kind of, the vine kind of full, okay? And then on the vine, sometime actually, guess what will happen with wisteria? Okay, I need a picture because I find this picture and I can't show you that because, you know, of the copyright problem, right? And so I'm gonna put it in the, put in some praline green, okay? I come over here and they have actually, that's the beginning of another cluster. Okay, they actually look like that. I think that's why Chinese artists just absolutely love doing wisteria, because there's so much character. Okay, so there's one coming down here and then you can just dot it, okay? That's the new blossom that's going to turn into either a leaf or one of these cluster. Isn't that just absolutely fun, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm not done. I'm very happy with this vine that's coming here, right? But then I'm going to have a vine coming down over here. You know, that's just the I think it is the, you know, thousands of years of the Oriental painting, okay? We always like to have one always come down here. So I just, you know, I'm just used to it, so I will do one, okay? So it usually come out from the main vine, right? And so it kind of come from here, and then you can see, so you're going to create a vine with me, okay? Going through these leaves, okay? Going through there, through here. Is this good? Yeah, I think that's good. And coming in here, okay? And don't make it too strict, okay? Make sure it wiggles and, you know, and it do is, you know, a viney kind of thing. Yeah, okay? Just make sure that it has a lot of character, okay? Now I know that I need to have some more of that Chinese ink to make this a little bit darker, okay? And so it come down here, okay? And then we're gonna have it go down here and then wiggle around over here, okay? How's that? Okay? And so that is our two vine, okay? Well, actually not quite yet. I need to do some wiggly line over here, and then that little drop of vine coming down, okay? It could be, this one could be a little more wiggly, but I am happy, you know? And then just kind of do that, okay? And have this kind of little bit fuller over this area, okay? Like that. Okay, now so our wisteria is almost done, but what I'm going to do is at this point, why don't we put a little bit more foliage, okay? Since we still have a little bit more time, okay? So let's go into the green, the sap green color, okay? And let's do some more leaves over here, okay? This is just to fill out the plant so that it's not too white, okay? Now, with the Oriental painting, they actually just, we really just make every leaves, okay? Paint every leaf. Okay, but I say, okay, this is not too dark over here, so I go in and then I drop in the color, okay? Now this is this part of dropping in color definitely is not Chinese painting style. But since we use the arches, you know, we have to do that. Because the paper one is thicker. It's thicker, so you need to use more. You need to use more paint and to make it so that it's the intensity that you like. Okay, I'm going into the area, and there's more leaves, and you can see the leaves coming here and there. Okay, so it just makes the plants a little bit more full, you know, for my liking. Okay, and okay, so I think, you know, now if you have time, you can also use a very, very light wash, okay? And then you just go in here and do some little bit of you know, of a faint color, as if it is the first shoots of the leaf, okay? Like a bamboo shoot, but this is leaf shoots, meaning what do I mean? It means that it's the new growth, okay? Like I say, it's very hard for me to think and paint at the same time. I mean, no, I can think actually to talk and paint at the same time. And so sometimes it takes me a little bit to get my words together. But you guys have been so patient with me. Okay, and so if the color is too intense, then you just kind of soften it. Okay, now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little butterfly on it. Okay, so butterfly now. So this is my color, right? Now, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into cadmium yellow medium. Okay, so to make the butterfly a little bit more bright. Okay, so I pick up some paint, you know, whatever. And then now what we do is we look at the shape, not the form. Yeah, the shape. Okay, and so what I'm going to do, you can watch me. Okay, I'm just going to do a little shape here. Okay, okay, like a butterfly shape. One of the wing. Okay, and then here's the other wing. Okay, and then I'm going to have one wing over here. Okay, and just a little bit over here. Okay, you see that? Okay, let's do her partner. Okay, this his or her. Okay, there's one coming through. How about over here? Okay, so they come together. They realize there's a wisteria plant over here, and they say today, let's go check it out. Okay, so that's her traveling partner, and that's the wing. Okay, and then another stroke right there. Okay, to suggest the wing, and then maybe a little drop over there. Okay, now then what we will do is, this is oriental painting. Okay, we will take this zero. Okay, make sure we clean it very nice and dry it somewhat. Okay, and we dip ourselves into the intense Chinese ink. Okay, and then what we do is we outline it, and then we draw it. Okay. And you don't really have to be very, very precise. Don't have to be very precise, okay? Just that one. Okay, I know that I need the brush to be a little more wet because the color is not coming out as smooth, you know, as I wanted it to. Okay, you see that? Isn't that fun? Okay, not very, very thick, okay? Actually kind of thin. Dip more, I need to keep dipping. Okay, and then right there, and then we kind of do the middle part, and so you just kind of dab until it looks like the middle part of a butterfly. Okay, and then we're gonna go back, clean the brush and go back and get a little bit more ink and go. Okay, and that is the little antenna that stick out. Okay. And then we do that, and then we kind of come over here and darken the outside a little bit, okay? Just this corner. Okay, so this is a butterfly, but it's stylized in the Chinese way, okay? In the Oriental, in the Chinese art painting, okay? And do this little bit of that. And then we do some over here. Actually, if I'm really doing that, I should just have push down, lift up, and just do that in one stroke. Okay. You see that? You see that little butterfly? Do you see that? Now let's do this one, okay? The same thing, and so I'm using my brush, and I'm dipping a little bit of the Chinese ink, and then I'm gonna just outline it. You can be actually kind of bold. Okay, so let's just do the regular Chinese way. I'm pushing this down, and then I'm lifting this up, okay? And then I'll do this kind of thing. Okay, is that fun? And I'm do the same one with over here. But in order to be able to do the push down, lift up, I need quite a bit of ink over here, okay? So I'm going to come over here, and then I push down at this point right here, and then I flick it back up. Okay? Isn't that fun? The same with this one over here, okay? Push down, and then I lift up. Okay, and this one is just a stroke right there, okay? And then I need to do this part. Sorry, I'm calling it this part because I don't really know how to maybe it's the transparent membrane of the vein, right? In the middle, we just, you know, put some kind of thing that look like an ant, and then we do that two thing, okay? So that's how to the butterfly. Isn't that fun? That's like so, you know, Oriental style. Okay, now let me look around, and I think that this is it, guys. We're done, for this painting. And if you want, you can just put a little bit of now I think that's what I will do. I will just put a little bit of leaf over here and a little bit of purple, so that that vine is not dead, right? It will have something that's coming over there. How's that? But here is goodbye, and I'm so grateful that you guys are here with me today, and I hope you really have fun. And remember to subscribe, okay? And then try this painting out, because it's really fun, and we learn a lot from these things. And I will see you in the next painting. Thank you so much. Love you guys.